Hello everybody, 'tis I the Rumpled One. Just a little update with what's going on with me. I know a lot of people are wondering and say, hey, you're not putting out as many videos, and how come you're not putting out more prepping videos, and you're not putting out more trading videos? Well, for the past 2 months, I've been working on a project. It's not really a secret project, but I've been kind of keeping it under wraps. So I'm going to let you guys in on a little bit. It's a programming project, and it's PC web based. And the thing is, my expertise lies in mainframe programs, mini computers. And then I branched out in an MT4 and easy language for the traders. But I've had to get my hands dirty, so to speak, in HTML, CSS, PHP, MySQL, little JavaScript thrown in. Had to learn it all from scratch, not to mention Apache. I tell you, it's almost like going back to school. In fact, it is, because I had to learn all this stuff from scratch, but nearing completion of the project. Not exactly going to tell you what it is quite yet, because hopefully in a couple of weeks we'll be ready to launch, and then we can make a formal announcement. But that's why you haven't seen me on here talking about the other things. I still do the movie videos, and every now and then I'll do a political type video. And as far as the other things though, like I said, I've been focused. I've had my head in the computer almost 7 days a week working on this project. And it's pretty cool. And I guess I'll tell you what industry or sector it's in. It's in fantasy gaming. And I'm not a fantasy gamer, but fantasy sports is actual bigger than the sport that it's doing the fantasy of. Fantasy football is bigger than the NFL. Fantasy baseball is bigger than baseball. Fantasy basketball bigger than basketball. I mean, I didn't realize how big the industry was until I was introduced to it. And the numbers are just staggering. It's just unbelievable. But it's kind of like going with the times. So I've been learning a few things on the PC, and programming wise. And hey, if any of you guys are good at HTML or CSS or PHP, give me a shout. I want to pick your brains. But I guess the other thing is that what we're doing, got one partner. In fact, he drafted me onto the project. It was his idea originally. I just helped him make it better and bring it to fruition. But we've had to set up corporations, companies. We've had to establish banking relations. Commercial bank accounts and merchant accounts. It's a lot going into a startup like this. Not to mention, finding a place to host it, and a couple of false starts and starting over. It's huge. Going to come out with 2 games, but it's a fantasy sports. I mean, who would have thunk it, right? So anyway, stay tuned, and hopefully sometime in the next couple of weeks, we'll be making the formal announcement. But I tell you, getting the domain names, it's just so many things that go into this. It's a huge project, very time consuming, and at times very, very, very frustrating dealing. In fact, I almost forgot how much I hate dealing with banks. But, hooking up with the MasterCard, Visa, and PayPal, just the whole 9 yards. I mean, and one thing that's really interesting is how a lot of companies, they have a product, but they don't want to give you service. They want to charge you for service and tell you to go find somebody else to tell you how to use their product. I mean, it's just really amazing. And how many internet companies don't have phone numbers? You can't call them up. They don't want to talk to you. Send them an email, chat with them, but don't call us up. So I think we might have to take a page from that, especially in a startup. I mean, if there's only a couple people to answer the phones. And then, of course, there's certain people that hear the idea, they want to invest in it. But, you know, then they want to ask you a million questions. And it's one of those things that's just like, no, you don't get to know that. I mean, we have a provisional patent on our program, on our game, on our technique, and that in itself is just time consuming. But it's all part of the process. Copyrights, trademarks. I mean, we've done a lot over the past 2-3 months on this project. But like I said, you know, hopefully when we announce it, sooner or later it takes off. In fact, though, I want to make sure we're just going to roll it out slowly, because don't want it to be another Obamacare where we have 1 million people who can't sign up and play the games. So I hope I've whetted your appetite, got you a little curious, and hopefully you'll stay tuned. And like I said, if you're good at any of that stuff, PHP, you know, Apache server, MySQL, let me know, because I'd like to pick your brains. So I hope you guys are getting along okay. Traders, yeah, I'll be making some trading videos, because I've got a few new indicators. And as far as the prepping goes, there's really not much I can add to what I've already put out there. I mean, we know why we prepare, but there's really not that much new stuff. I mean, it's kind of like I can show you what I've done or what I'm going to do, but, you know, there's a lot of people doing the same thing, so it's just more of the same. You know, I just, you know, do what I need to do. And, you know, the political stuff, I mean, it's just unbelievable how they're just distracting us from day to day. So anyway, but that's an update about me, what I've been doing. So I hope that answers questions. It might raise more questions. And but hopefully you'll stay tuned, and we'll all see how it plays out. Thanks for watching and listening.